how do I even, like, where... Hello? Can you see me? I'm still here doing an unboxing of this incredible creature, which is a... it's a Phenex. It's a Unicorn Fighter 3 Phenex. It's actually a perfect grade, made by a highly reputable manufacturer, guys, called DABAN. I'm not making this up. It's DABAN. It's made by DABAN Model. It's an exceptionally Chinese...
Have you noticed it says fighter rather than Gundam?
Unicorn
because
Fighter.
Legal reasons.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Don't worry. They'll get sued too. Don't worry about it.
Bandai's already going after all of them. And Daban's the first on the chopping block.
Figures. So actually, this might be a bit of a collector's item at some point because
last Canadian one.
Yeah, they may be very, very hard to come by once Bandai sues the pants right off them. So that's likely going to happen pretty soon. The box has exactly the same dimensions as your perfect grade, your real perfect grade. It even has
wider.
Really?
Yep.
It's actually got metallic printing, which is very impressive. So it's pretty much exactly the same type of box that you would have in perfect grade. It's enormous. It comes with its own handle here, carry handle. Alright, and everything's in a proper cardboard bin. Just as it would be if it was an actual Bandai one. Now, it is a little bit more reasonably priced than the Bandai one, because I understand this was what, $250?
$250 with LED kit.
With the LED kit, so Daban does make an actual LED kit.
Giant water slide sheet.
Oh yeah, giant is right. Holy flaming. This is huge. Look at the size of the water slide kit. This is crazy. So there's like 200 water slides on this thing at least. This is nuts, man. Now, are they actual like Gundam water slides? Or
yes.
It's all fake stuff.
The water slides say Gundam and everything on it. It's
Yeah, no, it does. It actually says Earth Federation, General Rebel, RX-0 Unicorn Gundam.
Unit 3.
Full Psycho Frame, Earth Federation Space Force. So far, so kosher, guys. Let me just grab my loop here and see if I can read the... Because when the real Bandai ones, you can actually read
No, you can't.
the text on these ones.
Real Bandai ones, if you can read it, 90% of the time it's gibberish.
Is that right?
Yeah. I've done it before. I've checked before.
You checked?
Yeah, that I believe it's just lines.
Yeah, it's not actual text. It's just like Morse code, basically. So, there's that. Okay. Still pretty cool, though. Pretty impressive. It also comes with some metallic stickers. We'll get the stickers out of the way first, since they come in this little bag here. Some metallic stickers for, I guess, the eyes, and maybe not the eyes, but certain other parts of the lenses. And yeah, you could do the eyes if you choose to go the sticker route. How did you get a hold of this thing, by the way, Dan? Internet?
Kijiji?
No, are you serious? You found this thing on Kijiji?
And like the last time I bought a Gundam on Kijiji, it was a Chinese man.
It was a Chinese man. So there are some mysterious Chinese merchants that will sell you these things on Kijiji, and possibly also Craigslist, I guess. Right?
Craigslist is beyond sketchy. I stopped going on Craigslist when I was like 12.
Okay, so there's some intense injection molding marks on the surface that you will notice if you're one of those people that's very sensitive about the details. Try to get it at an angle that you can actually tell. Maybe an HD webcam would be a good investment at this point. Trying to show you guys imperfections on metallic surface is not an easy thing to do. There's also, so this has been pre-painted gold, right? Metallic gold. It's not like chromey gold. It's like a kind of a, it's metallic, but it's not mirror finish. But the thing is that there are some bubbles and stuff in the paint. So it's one of those things where it's going to look fine on your shelf, but if you really get right up close to it, you're going to notice some little stuff there. So I will say that the plastic is substantial. It's good, thick, solid feeling, substantial feeling plastic. This is the base. Feels good, but as you can see in the reflection, there's quite a lot of swirls and so on, which is sort of to be expected. V-fin. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. It has the built-in magnets though, so that's cool.
And it's actually nicer than the Bandai one that they just announced.
Really?
That'll cost, yeah.
How so? How is it nicer? Like in the
There's
in
actual
the shape
separation in
yeah.
the multiple parts.
Yeah.
And
that there is.
The Bandai one looks like it's
Quite
just
nice.
a solid piece that they have panel lines on. And it's pretty nasty.
The geometry is pretty cool. It's got some little tiny, what look like magnets. They may.
They are.
They are. They're actual
They're
magnets.
exactly the same as what Bandai would use in their own.
Mind you, it does have like a couple of dots and bleeps and bloops in here that you would not obviously have any kind of imperfections in the paint from an actual Bandai model, but in this one there are quite a lot. But it is about a third the price of what a perfect grade would normally cost you, so there is also that.
Bandai's that was just announced $700 for us here, basically.
Yeah, so this is probably, what would you say, about 60% the quality, something like that? For 50% the price? Maybe more than 60%, I guess. 70% the quality. There are pretty solid feeling parts, right? Substantial. All the gold is the same shade, so there's no variance or anything like that. It's just that there's a lot of imperfection in the paint. Like you could probably do a better job yourself. What are you gonna do about the imperfections in the paint, Devin? You're gonna bother with it or just leave it as
I'm
is?
probably just gonna leave it because I'm probably gonna grab one or two of the Dragon Mocha one that's coming out, and I'll probably do a custom painted one on that. That was just more to kind of complete the collection of the three.
Yeah.
Without
That said,
paying
it looks really cool
the
though.
exorbitant price of a Bandai one that was just announced.
Yeah. I mean, it is going to look good on your shelf, and from where you're going to look at it, you're probably not going to notice all these imperfections. In fact, it's difficult for me to notice them even at arm's length, you know.
And with the LED kit, then your eyes will be pulled away from that very much also, because it is a very nice blue.
So there is that. So I'm just going to hand parts off to you, Devin, and then you can sort of do what you will with them. Huh, even the pilots are gold-plated, reassuringly gold-plated, so they're... you always
One
want
of the standing pilot has a crevice in his chest. That's the only real defect in terms of molding that I've seen.
If you wanted C-3PO to pilot your Gundam while also having been shot in the chest, you can now have that with the DABAN Phenex, so, you know, there you go. More of the armor, and
Cycle frame wedge.
yeah, I'm gonna pass you all of these golden parts, and because there's just like 100 runners in this kit or something. Oh, good lord, there's a lot of parts. There are a lot of parts. Pretty cool geometry, though, I have to say, I guess. So how do you figure they did this? Since they had a Phenex, they just didn't have a gold-plated Phenex?
No, Bandai didn't even make a Phenex when this was made.
So, DABAN...
Bandai took the base unicorn,
yeah,
or a Banshee,
right.
remolded, made a new mold of it, copied it,
Aha.
and then molded the Banshee Norn shield twice, because the Phenex has two big shields mounted to its back like wings.
Right, right.
And then they redesigned the V-fin and made a V-fin themselves.
I see, okay. So essentially, this was scaled up from Master Grade, you figure?
No, it was copied from the Bandai Perfect Grade Unicorn.
Okay.
And then they copied the Banshee shield twice.
Aha.
And they made, I haven't actually seen, but they made some sort of way they would plug into the backpack like it should.
Okay, interesting. Really nice instruction manual, I have to say.
It's actually a little shorter than the Bandai one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So the instructions are very, very similar to what you will get in a Bandai kit. The only difference is that because it wasn't designed by Bandai, it's exceptionally similar. Look at how similar it is to a perfect grade assembly manual. It's also isometric. It shows you where the LEDs go in what order, and it's just that I'm not totally sure if these are 3D isometric. A lot of these are black and white photos of the parts, so there is that difference. But it does tell you where to plug everything in, and including all the LED components, as you can see right over here. So that is pretty impressive. Pretty good. Yeah, and parts of it are 3D isometric, I guess. So the geometry of this thing is quite similar to a unicorn.
What do you mean?
Like the parts and so on, of the body and the frame and the armor. It's similar to a unicorn, or
The entire kit is unicorn.
Oh, so it is
The
a
only thing
unicorn.
that's redesigned is the V-fin.
Unicorn with a custom V-fin and 2 shields.
Yeah, they had to make some sort of way to mount it to the backpack, and
Right.
they had to make a new V-fin.
Okay.
And then they had to make it gold.
Okay.
That's really...
And the unit has some special powers, I guess, that the unicorn may or may not have.
No,
I take it.
No, they're all approximately the same, just the
Okay.
original unicorn was broken because the original unicorn was the original. The other two were made by Earth and other people, and
I
not by
see.
Anaheim,
Oh, I see.
exclusively.
Okay. And you've got a full list of where all the decals and water slides go, and there are about 100 of those, actually. So 120, actually 140. Something like 140 of those. And so yeah, that's the beautiful manual that it comes with. Really nice. Now I'm not going to actually take apart all of the parts to show you because it'll end up being a 45-minute unboxing, which I don't think anybody's going to bother watching. So yeah, you can see that everything comes in these separated out bags that are separated by the color of the parts that are in them. That's pretty much just exactly like you would expect from Bandai. They've even figured out a way. Okay, so they can't inject multiple colors onto one sheet, but what they've done is they've kind of joined them together. So they've injected them separately and then they've joined them in with these little dots here. So it looks like it's been injected in one shot, but it has not.
That's exactly what Bandai does.
That's what Bandai does, but not what DABAN.
No, but that type of molding is exactly what Bandai does. If you have a sheet with multiple colors on it,
Right.
the meeting points will be that. That's
No,
exactly
no, not always. Sometimes they're like perfectly melted together. In this one, they seem to be like assembled. And it's not the same thing though. It's not the same thing. See how this is like all fused together because it's all melted in one go. This is not exactly done the same way. They've got like these holes over here. Hard to see, but and then they kind of attach them together. But very similar. So I have noticed that some of these parts have been a little flexed in the packaging, which is, I've never seen that in an actual Bandai kit. So there'll be a little bit of warping, but probably nothing that a heat gun or you know.
You want something I saw warping in when I opened it? My high-grade Barbados Rufus.
Really?
It was warped to all hell.
Really?
Nothing was broken on it, thankfully, but it was warped to all hell from Bandai.
Oh wow. Wow, that's surprising. Huh, interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at the LED kit next, and we'll do it at the same time, I guess, because they kind of do go together. So the LED kit usually costs about $60 by itself, or
One kit for us.
shit, you're kidding, $150.
And you can order
Typically.
that off of eBay for $40 shipped to your door.
That's pretty cool. So you could theoretically buy a real Bandai one and then just get the DABAN LED unit if you wanted to. That would probably be pretty cool thing to do if you're looking to save a little bit of money. Comes with a huge manual, and of course it's made to the same specifications, right? Like it'll fit inside a real Bandai one if you want.
The only difference is that they added a USB port to the back of the battery box.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. So you don't have to just work off of 4 AA's. You can also hook it up to a USB charger that you would use for your phone, or plug it into your PC and then just power it off of that, right? Presumably you could also use rechargeables, and there's no reason why you shouldn't. So there's that. And it also does give you a guide on how to install the LEDs. So that's very, very complete. This is mostly 3D isometric with some black and white photos also. So very, very detailed. Exactly where the wiring goes and everything. So that's pretty sweet. It's very necessary too, because if you look at it, it's not a simple kit by any means. Like, this is just the bus, like where all the connections go, all the connectors. It's a sophisticated kit, so definitely having instructions will be pretty helpful. And mostly surface mount LEDs. The bags are labeled. They're nice and substantial. They've got a plastic frame and everything, so you're not going to damage the delicate board that these LEDs are mounted on. Wow, this is pretty awesome. Look at that. You got like a whole bunch of LEDs wired together in series and in parallel, and so this thing's essentially going to light up like a Christmas tree by the time you're...
32 UV lights and 1 white LED for the head.
That's amazing. 32 UV LEDs. Very, very cool. I like that. It's an elaborate setup. So you can see that this is the power unit. It's got a big old on-off switch over here, and then a button which does something.
That's just to put it between the modes.
Oh, it has several modes?
Yeah, there's head on, body on, and then there's power off.
That's cool. So you got your 4 AA. That go in here, and then a USB, micro USB right there. So you can plug in your just any old Android micro USB charger. Will charge this thing up, and you can also use batteries if there's no power available. And then there's another connector with some more LEDs on it right here. So I gotta say the quality is, pretty good. I don't really.
Everything works.
Yeah,
I tested.
You've tested it out. Everything works fine. You're not going to see an LED kit anyway, so if you want to save a little bit of cash and you already have a perfect grade unicorn,
no. Unless it's unbuilt, no.
Unless it's unbuilt?
Do not ever want to have to deconstruct
a perfect grade
unicorn.
That's a bad plan.
Even though the LED kit comes with a part separator.
Yeah, I noticed that. There is a part separator here.
Have to try and reconstruct the perfect grade unicorn.
You're gonna break some plastic
I almost broke
tabs.
things on my Bandai one because I put something on upside down.
Really? Okay, so you don't want to have to separate parts out and everything.
No.
But
you want to build it as you want to put the LED kit in as you build it.
As you build it. Okay. So there you go, guys. And that's coming from Devin, who's built probably well over 100 Gunpla. So if it's too much of a hassle for you, it's probably too much of a hassle for whoever's watching. So take his advice, guys. Put in the LED kit as you're building your perfect grade. Don't try to horseshoe it in after. It probably won't go that well. So
you'll break things and be unhappy.
Yeah. So there you have it. It's pretty awesome. It's actually pretty cool. So how much does the LED kit alone go for from DABAN?
Like I said before, you can grab one on eBay for about 30 Canadian shipped to your door.
That's amazing. 30 buck. That's awesome. I would try it out if you're building a perfect grade. You want an LED kit, but you don't want to necessarily pay the 150 bucks that Bandai charges you. Try it out, see if it's any good. Maybe there's some differences in the way it lights up. I really doubt it, because an LED is an LED, right? So
This seems I've played with real Bandai ones before.
yeah, so yeah, give it a shot. I think it's pretty cool. While these guys still exist, you can see what it kind of looks like when it's lit up. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Thanks for bringing all this awesome stuff, Devin. And guys, thanks for watching. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/animedeco. Support the show on Patreon, and that way we'll be able to bring you guys awesome, fresh content every week, several times a week, and get started and do some really, really cool giveaways and some contests, and it's going to be awesome. As always, comment below, like, subscribe, and as always, stay frosty.